Hello everyone, Vimal this side. Today I have a new topic to talk about. Today we'll be talking about Git Desktop tool, which basically use for the developers for their day-to-day basis check in, check out their code. So there are two ways to check in, check out your code from the Git repository. One is you can open a console, connect to that particular repository via the login credentials, and then do the regular check-in, check-out, push, commit, although those activity you can do it. uh, but the problem what I face, actually I was using around 3 4 years till before this tool came in picture. I was using same cmd commands, and I was doing regular activities on top of that, right? So but the problem was, whenever I wanted to check that what changes I'm gonna push, check the status of those changes, it was not very user friendly way of comparing the code and things like that. But this tool is basically there's no command involves, but basically whenever you do any check in, check out, or git commit, pushing the code, taking latest, git pull, and all those things, actually it does this same. Those commands get fired in the background, but while using you need not to do all those things. You need to click few buttons and your things will be either check into the server or you can check out from the server, right? So if I'll talk about the options what you get, so you can see these three different sections. One is current repository, second the current branch, and the fetch origin. Current repository is nothing but, on your Git, what and all repository you have, you can connect those repositories from there to here. How you can do it? There is a add drop down. If you click on clone, so there are three ways to do it. Either you can go sign into the GitHub and then you do it. Second is if it is enterprise edition of GitHub, then also you can sign in. Third is, which is kind of a regular way, you copy the url from GitHub and paste it here and then clone it. The moment you hit on the clone, depends on how big a code repository is, what is the size of your code. There's a process bar will come up here, and if it will take the runs your time, right? For me, these are the repositories when I was just taking up the code. It took sometimes 20 minutes, 30 minutes. As I said, that it takes according to your code size, right? And once you get the uh, code cloned in your local, you'll get one other repository as in addition to this list, right? And then, when you're trying to pull the code, first you need to select one of these repositories. Suppose I want to work on this repository and I have selected this, or I want to work on commons repository, I'll click on this. If I want to work on the commons repository, then after clicking on this, which branch I want to work on, I need to select here and then pull the code. Ideally, in consoles based activity, you need to go with the git pull and origin and that particular branch, but branch is already selected. Current repository is already selected. Just you need to hit the pull button, and then your code will take some time to refresh your local code, and then your server code and the local code will be in sync, right? Meanwhile, before it will get loaded, meanwhile I'll talk about other options. This issue I'm getting from longer time, but you can ignore it. I'm not getting any issues while check out my code, so that's not an issue. Second is, okay, I'm in master branch, so I do not have credentials of the master one. That's why it is happening. That's fine. Third is, if you have any local check-ins. So if I'll go to my any of this code repository, and if I'll do, okay, suppose I'm here. If I do this, save it, come here. Okay, on commons. So actually, if you see this, this is not the part of commons. Actually, this is a part of some other repository. So I need to push back to the same repository. I'll go to service coach. Now you can see that changes are there. Whatever that new addition of new line I did here, you can see the same new line here. So once you get this, right, what you need to do, and suppose there are multiple files. So this is the one file. Third, second is you want to do something, some code change here. You'll see that round four file, one more file name will come up here. Immediate syncing happens, and you can see this, right? So I can remove this just for the understanding purpose. I did that, so I can discard this, right? If you want to push these changes, what you need to do is you need to put some comment here, right? And comment means some very stick to the code that you want to push. You put it here, and you can write the entire feature here, what you're trying to do and build, and commit to the master or any other track where you want to push it, right? The moment you do that, next thing what you need to do is refresh to origin or push to. So normally when we commit, we need to push also, right? So same way, one push button will come up here. The moment you commit the changes, then you need to click here, then your code will be available on server, right? This is how you can do the day-to-day activity on the pulling and pushing your code. Next thing is what are the options you're gonna get. This is about Git Desktop. Here on file, you can create the new repository, add the local repository, and clone the repository. These three options you get on file. These are the copy and edit options you get it. In views, you can see that show the changes. The moment you do that, you'll get the same this thing. So if I'll go here and show changes, see it got. So if I'm on history, what I'm trying to say is if I'm on history, I'll click on show changes. See, it got toggled to the changes view, right? So that you can see the changes. If you see the show history, you can see the show history tab. Next thing is branches, and go to the summary. These things you can see, right? Repository pull, push, remove, all those normal activity which you do on console, you can do it. Discarding all the changes, you want to discard all the changes. All changes are gone, right? So these things also you can do it from here. If you want to create a new branch, you can do it from here. Compare between the branch, then after clicking here into give the comparing branch here, then you can do the comparing as well. Next, what you need to do is squashing and all is also is possible here, so those things also can do it. These are normal commands. Other things like if you want to open the code itself on IntelliJ, if there is some code comparison if you want to do, rather than from here, you can do it from here. If you want to open that particular current repository or the code base which is attached from local to your Git Desktop tool, you can click on the show in Finder. It will open from here. So this is how you can do day-to-day activity on this part, right? So this is what all about this GitHub Desktop.